What's up? It's Avery Yapps, the oldest Zoomer. First, I just got to give a big shout out. You guys absolutely killed it on the first video I ever uploaded on this channel. I got 64 subs already, and this channel isn't even a week old. You guys are fucking awesome. 64 subs might not sound like a lot, but to me, it means the fucking world. So thank you guys. You killed it. So now that there's 65 of us, it's time to start a platform war. YouTube versus TikTok, and why Gen Z overwhelmingly migrated to TikTok, and how YouTube dropped the ball on so many things. I'll give my personal opinion at the end of the video and give my predictions on the future of both platforms, so stick around, boys. We're gonna ruffle some feathers with this one. Without a doubt, YouTube punishes casual viewers by spamming fucking advertisements nonstop, to the point where I'm convinced the developers have never logged in on a new account just to see what the average new user's experience is like. And please miss me with the comments about ad block. If you need a plugin just to make the site functional, the relentless ads are driving people away. TikTok, on the other hand, scores a point in this field because they understand that people open up the app while they're in the bathroom or when they're just trying to kill a few minutes. They don't have time to sit through an ad. So TikTok, while it does have advertising, doesn't completely bombard people with it and derail the user's experience on the platform. So Zoomers with our naturally short attention spans naturally migrate towards opening up the TikTok app as opposed to the YouTube app, because we want that quick dopamine hit. Which brings me to my second point. The experience you get when you first open up the app. TikTok's For You page is always waiting for you, like it's been thinking about you while you've been gone. Immediately, seconds into your screen time session, TikTok is already cooking. Well, YouTube, on the other hand, opens up to a slogfest of video suggestions of content you've already seen before, packed alongside with highly produced garbage content created by the top 15% of creators. Often, picking something on YouTube feels like it's nearly impossible. It's like browsing Netflix and being unable to commit to any of the junk served up. If you're going on YouTube without a way of avoiding the ads, then you better be damn sure you have a way of avoiding the troll toll, because there's no way to browse the website without committing and watching ads just so you can get to the content behind it. I will give credit where credit is due. YouTube does win when it comes to production quality, and if you're looking for a high quality video essay on a searchable topic that you're willing to dedicate some time to, then yes, certainly YouTube wins in this category. YouTube's major strength is that it has some really talented people on this app. The developers fail to leverage this resource. They're saturated by corporate slop that they feel the need to push on the user, probably for some sort of end of quarterly report that they're trying to bump up the numbers on. But if YouTube would just lean into the fact that they have really good content creators who are willing to create long-form entertaining content and then suggest that content to people who are willing to watch it, oh, it sounds like a no-brainer, but it's something that YouTube just seems like they completely dropped the ball on doing. On the other hand, TikTok really doesn't seem to care how many followers a user has. If the video's good, then they'll recommend it, and they seem really great at recommending it to people who are interested in watching it. And at the end of the day, when it's the end of the day, that gets to the core issue, the algorithm. The algorithm on YouTube versus the algorithm on TikTok. And one thing that TikTok has on YouTube is that TikTok has perfected the art of suggesting content to users that they want to watch when they want to watch it. TikTok doesn't seem to care how many followers a channel has. It simply suggests content that people are going to engage with. Where on the other hand, YouTube is all up its own ass about pushing their priority creators on an audience that didn't ask for it. It's one of the reasons why Mr. Beast gets 100 million views on his videos. It's because the algorithm has given him an unfair advantage. Where on the other hand, a person can create a TikTok account today and all of a sudden get 100,000 views right off the rip, even more. And nothing against Mr. Beast. He clearly made some deal with the devil, and that's between him and Moloch or whatever. Not my problem. The point is, casual content creators go to TikTok because the platform offers the tools necessary to go viral, while YouTube pushes new creators to the side in favor of slop. There's a reason when people see influencers doing some rehearsed dance in public for their phone, we call them TikTokers. Those are satisfied customers. Nobody says those people are making a YouTube short. That's because TikTok gives content creators the exposure they want, and that gives the creators dopamine, so they feel good, as opposed to going through the trouble of posting the video on YouTube and getting 3 views, which makes them feel disappointed. And that brings me to my next point, YouTube Shorts. Yes, YouTube's identity crisis, their attempt to copy TikTok, and do it very poorly. Scrolling YouTube Shorts just doesn't hit the same as scrolling TikTok. It feels like YouTube Shorts was just never able to get the bugs out. I go on YouTube Shorts and I get bombarded with AI slop or just this sort of low effort content. I mean, sure, there's probably some really great stuff on YouTube Shorts, but nothing compares to scrolling TikTok and getting served exactly what you're looking for. Whether that's something funny, something rage baity, something controversial, or something informative, TikTok always seems to know what you're going to watch. That's probably because TikTok's stealing all your data and has a really advanced social profile on you, but hey, nobody's perfect. The point is that Gen Z chooses TikTok because it functions on brand. It does exactly what it was made to do. And YouTube seems like it's having an identity crisis. It's like some higher up at YouTube headquarters saw that TikTok was stealing audiences away from the platform and decided to throw together YouTube Shorts as a mishmash Frankenstein's monster as a competitor to TikTok. And you can see it when you use YouTube Shorts. It functions as a direct clone of TikTok. It just does it poorly. That's why TikTok pretty much blows YouTube out of the water when it comes to being the hub where trends are created and people are generally satisfied and want to use the viral sound because the platform makes itself known to the user and people are able to work with the algorithm to create the content that benefits both parties. So now let's get down to my opinion on this topic. Personally, I'm biased. That's why I've saved my opinion for last. I'm a YouTuber through and through, and that's why I'm going to stick with the YouTube platform. I find that TikTok is a little bit shallow and the viewers are a little bit fickle. Like, they'll watch your content, but nobody's really going to stick around and be somebody who's like in a community on there, unless of course you're like a person who's a high performer on TikTok, like the bigger accounts, of course. But it feels like TikTok is sort of like a merry-go-round of people watching each other's content and the views getting counted, basically like the impressions getting counted as views, much easier than they are on YouTube. YouTube's a bigger challenge. It's a higher threshold for success. And while YouTube is really sort of cannibalizing itself and making all the wrong moves by promoting shorts and all this other stuff and really becoming corporate, I'm still a YouTuber. I mean, I've been using YouTube since I was very young. Like I've said, I'm an older Zoomer. I'm the youngest millennial and I'm the oldest Zoomer in some senses. So when you think about it, I'm addicted to YouTube and I'm nostalgic for the way that it was when it first came out. And I would really like to see YouTube do something like re-release the way that YouTube was in 2016, call it YouTube Classic, do it without the shorts, without all the ads. I don't think YouTube developers are going to listen to this idea, but I think it would be a really cool concept. Overall, though, TikTok does have its place. I've heard people saying that Gen Alpha is moving back to YouTube, but they're still a little bit too young to have all the right data on it. Still, the Zoomers have spoken, and TikTok is their platform of choice. So yeah, one more big shout out to everybody who's come and joined the channel. Thank you all. I appreciate every single one of you.